Asterisk, why your hustle is killing your wealth, the dangerous lie we've been sold about success. Asterisk. Welcome to the Soft Girl Era podcast, where we unlearn survival, rediscover softness, and reclaim the joy, rest, and freedom we deserve without guilt, without apology, and without explanation. I'm your host, LeAnne Dolce, pronounced Dolce, like sweet softness whispered in French. And I'm your guide from burnout to boundaries, from doing to being, from strong to soft, and loving every second of it. Today, I want to share something that has the power to completely shift how you think about success, leadership, and wealth building. I recently had the profound honor of sitting down with Charmane Greene, a visionary thinker, advocate, and disruptor, who is fundamentally reshaping the conversation around what it means to build sustainable success as a Black professional and entrepreneur. Charmane Greene is doing something extraordinary in this world. They are dismantling the narratives that have kept so many of us trapped in cycles of overwork, self sacrifice, and exhaustion. They are making the world better by giving us permission to lead differently, to build differently, and to rest without apology. What they shared with me during our conversation stopped me in my tracks, challenged everything I thought I knew about success, and lit a fire in me that I need to share with you today. So let me bring you into that conversation. Let me share the insights, the stories, and the strategies that Charmane Greene illuminated. Because what they revealed is not just inspiring, it is revolutionary. And it speaks directly to the heart of what we explore here on Soft Girl Era. Let me start with this, and I need you to really hear me. We have been lied to. For generations, we have been taught that success requires grinding, that wealth requires sacrifice, that leadership demands we show up strong, unshaken, unbothered, no matter what is happening inside of us. And for Black women especially, this narrative has been amplified, weaponized, and embedded into our very DNA. We've been told we have to be twice as good to get half as much. We've been told that softness is a luxury we cannot afford, that rest is something we earn only after we've proven ourselves, after we've sacrificed enough, after we've bled enough, that asking for help is a sign of weakness. That vulnerability will be used against us. That if we slow down for even a moment, we will lose everything we've worked for. But here's what Charmane Greene helped me see, and what I desperately need you to hear today. Softness is not a personality trait, it is not an aesthetic, it is not something you do when you have time left over after handling everything else. Softness, when it is grounded in boundaries, rest, and community support, is a deliberate business strategy and a wealth building tool. Let me say that again, because this is the idea that changes everything. For Black professionals and entrepreneurs, softness, when it is grounded in boundaries, rest, and community support, is a strategic advantage. It is not something we do after we succeed. It is how we succeed sustainably. It is how we build wealth that does not cost us our health. It is how we lead in ways that do not require us to erase ourselves. This directly challenges the belief that constant grind, self sacrifice, and performing strength are the only paths to success in our careers and businesses. And Charmane Greene showed me through real stories and real outcomes that this is not theory. This is practice. This is working right now for real people building real wealth, creating real impact. So let me walk you through three key insights that came out of my conversation with Charmane Greene. Insights that I believe will shift how you think about your career, your business, and your life. First, softness is a leadership strategy, not a weakness. When you build your business or career around emotional wellness, clear boundaries, and community support, you make more sustainable decisions. You avoid burnout, you lead with greater clarity. And here's what the research shows: soft skills, empathy, emotional intelligence, collaborative communication. These are increasingly correlated with effective leadership and stronger organizational performance, especially in service and knowledge based industries. But we've been conditioned to believe that leadership means being hard, that it means pushing through, that it means never showing vulnerability. And for Black women, this conditioning runs even deeper because we've been told that any sign of softness will be used against us, that we will be seen as less competent, less capable, less deserving. But what if the opposite is true? What if leading from a place of emotional wellness and clear boundaries actually makes us more effective, not less? What if the ability to say no, to protect our energy, to prioritize rest, is what allows us to make the kinds of strategic decisions that build long term wealth and impact? Charmane Greene helped me see that this is not just possible, it is necessary. And the leaders who are thriving, the ones who are building sustainable businesses and careers, are the ones who have learned to lead softly. Second, rest and emotional wellness are productivity tools, not rewards. For Black professionals who often navigate racism, gender bias, and code switching in the workplace, chronic stress directly undermines creativity, strategic thinking, and innovation. And yet, we've been taught to treat rest as something we earn, something we get to do only after we've checked every box, met every deadline, exceeded every expectation. But here's the truth: rest is not a reward, it is a requirement. Integrating intentional rest, mental health practices, and nervous system regulation into your weekly routine improves decision quality, reduces costly mistakes, and extends your entrepreneurial runway. Think about that. Rest is not taking time away from your success. Rest is what makes your success possible. And Charmane Greene shared with me that when Black professionals and entrepreneurs begin to treat rest as infrastructure, not indulgence, everything changes. They make better decisions, they show up more creatively, they build businesses that last, not businesses that burn them out. Third, community and support systems are part of your business model. Success becomes more sustainable when you treat mentorship, peer networks, and collaborative partnerships as core infrastructure, not extras. For Black entrepreneurs in particular, leveraging trusted community, whether through formal ecosystems or informal peer support, helps close access gaps to capital, information, and opportunity, and reduce the isolation that often leads to burnout. We've been taught to believe that asking for help is a sign of weakness, that real entrepreneurs do it alone, that if we need support, it means we're not cut out for this. But that narrative is a lie. And it is a lie that keeps us struggling longer than we need to. Charmane Greene reminded me that the most successful entrepreneurs, the ones who build wealth that lasts, are the ones who build community. They are the ones who ask for help. They are the ones who create support systems that hold them when things get hard. Now, let me show you what this looks like in practice. Because these are not just ideas, these are strategies that real Black women have used to build real success. Let me tell you about Morgan DeBaun. In 2014, Morgan DeBaun looked around and saw a gap. Mainstream media coverage rarely reflected the nuance, the joy, the complexity of Black millennial life. So she did something about it. She launched Blavity, a media and technology company built to power Black community storytelling, events, and platforms. Blavity now serves a global audience of Black millennials through brands like Blavity, Afrotech, and 2190. But here's what makes Morgan's story so powerful. She was entering a highly competitive digital media space with limited initial capital compared to mainstream peers. She was building a team and a culture while navigating the emotional toll of covering racism, social justice, and culturally charged topics. And she was sustaining growth without burning out as a young Black founder operating under constant pressure and visibility. So, what did Morgan do? She centered community and support. She designed Blavity as a platform where Black voices, experiences, and rest from erasure were prioritized rather than chasing generic viral content. She built a distributed, flexible team culture, allowing autonomy and psychological safety, which supports emotional wellness and mitigates burnout. And she invested in ecosystem building ventures like Afrotech, creating spaces for Black professionals to connect, share resources, and build careers in tech and entrepreneurship, embedding community support into the business model. And the outcomes? Blavity grew into a major Black owned media and tech company, attracting venture capital and partnerships while retaining cultural integrity. Afrotech became a leading conference for Black tech professionals and founders, expanding access to networks, capital, and job opportunities. And Morgan emerged as a visible example of a Black woman founder who emphasizes sustainable leadership, team well being, and mission driven growth. Morgan DeBaun built success by centering community, psychological safety, and sustainable leadership. She built success by leading softly. Now, let me tell you about Dr. Joy Harden Bradford. Dr. Joy Harden Bradford is a licensed psychologist who launched therapy for Black girls after recognizing that many Black women lacked access to therapists who understood their cultural context and professional pressures. She saw a need for a space where Black women could hear their experiences mirrored and validated rather than minimized or misunderstood. So she created an online therapist directory specifically focused on Black women, making it easier to find culturally affirming mental health support. She hosted the Therapy for Black Girls podcast, which normalizes conversations about rest, boundaries, and mental health in a relatable, accessible format. And she built an engaged community that encourages emotional vulnerability, self compassion, and intentional rest as necessary components of professional success. The outcomes? Therapy for Black girls became a widely recognized resource with a large audience of Black women professionals, students, and entrepreneurs. The platform has helped reduce stigma around therapy and mental health care among Black women, encouraging them to seek support earlier and more consistently. And many listeners report improved coping strategies, healthier boundaries at work, and more sustainable approaches to career advancement. Dr. Joy Harden Bradford built a platform that directly supports Black women professionals and entrepreneurs in integrating mental health care into their success strategy, not just as crisis response. She built a platform that treats emotional wellness as infrastructure. She built a platform that leads softly. And finally, let me tell you about Kimberly Bryant. In 2011, Kimberly Bryant's daughter attended a tech camp where she was one of the only Black girls and felt isolated. Kimberly recognized the need for spaces where Black girls could learn tech skills with cultural affirmation and community support. So she founded Black Girls Code, a nonprofit organization dedicated to increasing the number of Black girls in tech by providing coding education, workshops, and community building experiences. She built programs that center psychological safety, encouragement, and supportive learning environments for Black girls rather than high pressure, exclusionary tech spaces. She treated community and mentorship as core strategy, connecting Black girls with role models, peers, and networks that help them feel seen and supported. And she modeled boundary setting and mission alignment as leadership practice, making decisions based on what protects the girls served and the integrity of the organization, even when that involves conflict or difficult leadership transitions. The outcomes? Black Girls Code grew from a small local effort to a nationally recognized organization with chapters across multiple cities. The organization has introduced thousands of Black girls to coding and tech pathways, changing trajectories for future Black women professionals and entrepreneurs. And Kimberly's leadership story has raised awareness of the emotional and strategic complexities Black women face while leading mission driven organizations. Kimberly Bryant built success by creating nurturing environments, centering community, and setting mission aligned boundaries. She built success by leading softly. So here's what I want you to take away from all of this: Morgan DeBon, Dr. Joy Harden Bradford, and Kimberly Bryant are not outliers. They are examples of what becomes possible when we stop treating softness as a luxury and start treating it as strategy. When we stop treating rest as a reward and start treating it as a requirement. When we stop treating community as an extra and start treating it as infrastructure. And this is what Charmane Greene helped me see. This is what they are teaching the world: that for Black professionals and entrepreneurs, softness grounded in boundaries, rest, and community support is not just a path to success. It is the path to sustainable success. It is the path to wealth that does not cost us our health. It is the path to leadership that does not cost us our joy. So here is my challenge to you. This week, I want you to choose one way to treat softness as a business strategy, not a luxury. Say no to one misaligned opportunity to protect your energy and focus. Schedule uninterrupted rest or therapy as non negotiable on your calendar. Reach out to a trusted peer or mentor to ask for support instead of pushing through alone. And then I want you to ask yourself this: if I led my career or business from this softer, more supported place consistently, how would my definition of success and my actual results begin to change? Because here's the truth: you don't have to choose between success and softness. You don't have to choose between wealth and wellness. You don't have to choose between leadership and rest. Softness is strategy, rest is power, community is infrastructure. And you, sis, you deserve to build a life and a career that honors all of who you are. Not the version the world demands, not the version that keeps you grinding until you break, but the version that allows you to thrive, to lead, to build, and to rest all at the same time. The soft girl era is not coming. It is already here, and it is time for you to step fully into it without apology, without explanation, and without looking back.